Work. Our broadcast will begin in 10 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 10-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
on the Bobcat Sports Network from Learfield. This is Cat Chat with head football coach Brent Vigen. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official home of Cat Chat, every Wednesday night at 6:30. Now, here's your host, the voice of the Bobcats, Keaton Galogly.
Hello, hello, hello. Not Keaton Galogly tonight, as you just heard his name, but this is Daniel Salle filling in, and I just gave a brief introduction, but for the radio audience, I work as the play-by-play voice and director of operations for the women's basketball team here. I do volleyball games on ESPN Plus as well, and now getting to try my hand at Cat Chat tonight. So thanks, everyone, for being here. I appreciate it. Well, a lot of exciting things happening right now in the world of Montana State athletics, and specifically with the football team. Joining me now, the head coach, Brent Vigen. And, Coach, what a week it's been right now, tied for first atop the Big Sky Conference and number 2 in the FCS playoff ratings. I mean, what's your overall thoughts right now heading into the final 2 games on where the team's at?
Well, welcome, first of all. Great job of getting it off the ground here, right?
We're here.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, I'm really excited about where we're at. You want to be playing meaningful football in November, middle of November now, with a couple games to play, and we're certainly doing that. We still have everything to play for as far as what we set out to go after. And I think more than that, I think our guys continue to get better. We're a pretty healthy team right now, and thought we handled this last 3-game stretch really well against. Teams with losing records, quite frankly, you got to still go out there and play and try to get better. And then, now we have a team coming here and UC Davis. It's in the top 10. Was a really formidable opponent last year, and they've done some really good things, after losing a ton of guys. So real excited about this opportunity, real excited to be back home one more time for sure.
And speaking of playing at home, a few weeks ago it was a bye week and then 2 straight road games. Well, your team returned home in a very big way this past Saturday, a 66-14 win over Weber State. So tell me what it was like first being back at home, but also having your team come out and perform the way they did.
Yeah, I think that's as long a gap as we've had, 4 weeks. So to be back in front of our fans, to see the stadium full, was awesome. We had a beautiful day, obviously. It was great to honor the military appreciation day. We kind of leaned into that with our look and working hand in hand with Big Sky Bravery. So a lot of things just leading up to the game. But then in the game, I thought our guys came out and did what we had to do, and it was a game where defense led the offense. The short fields over and over again really helped the offense. Special teams really had an impact. We had a bunch of long returns in that game, and like any game, it wasn't perfect, but I think our effort and ultimately, the way we came out after the half was really impressive as well. And it's another game where we got everybody in. You don't take those opportunities lightly. We've had 3 of them now, I think, this year where we've gotten everybody that could go in those games, and that's great experience for everybody on the team.
And you mentioned the military appreciation game and the partnership with Big Sky Bravery. What went into that partnership and the build-up to the game? How did you guys land on the idea to go with those camo uniforms?
Yeah, I guess the link to Big Sky Bravery goes back to the 21 Military Appreciation Day. They were honored that day. Got a chance to meet Josh, who heads up that outfit. I think we wore hats that day, and I think as the years have gone on, we've done a little bit more. And then had an opportunity to do the jerseys this year, and really make it a little bit more special. Obviously, when the players are wearing jerseys that represent certainly the theme of the game, but then specifically, an organization like Big Sky Bravery, that's really special. And I'll be honest, Big Sky Bravery is not organization not the only organization like this in our area, which is awesome. So I think, beyond this year, we'll continue to honor organizations within, in particular the Gallatin Valley, that do great things for former and current military.
And if any of you are interested, there's an auction with some of those camo jerseys. If you go to the Montana State Bobcats social media accounts, you'll be able to find it. I believe the bidding ends tomorrow. So if you have any interest, go ahead and check that out. But back to Saturday's game. This defense of yours, 3 straight games with 0 points allowed in the first quarter. Talk about how they've been playing.
Yeah, really setting the tone. I know, our preference is to defer and kick off, and we were able to do that again, and just a quick 3-and-out, a 3-and-out that then has a quarterback hit within it, and just setting the tone from, hey, we're here to play, we're here to create great opportunities for our offense, short fields for our offense, and just keep going. And I think one thing this this unit has continued to do is really play together. Not allow too many big plays. I know there was a couple in that game, and you kind of scratch your head when that happens. And that's good because it's not happening all too often. But I think a group that's very resilient. Again, it doesn't always work their way. They might give up a first down here and there, but they're going to find a way to play the next play. One of their bigger plays, Caden gets a punch out. So again, guys just continuing to play through each and every play, and I just really appreciate the effort, the attention to detail, our preparation. It's really allowed us to play well on Saturdays. And
you mentioned Caden Dowler, Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week this week. He has a forced fumble, like you mentioned, an interception, a PBU, 7 tackles. And you talked about your defense being resilient. And Caden Dowler, I feel like, is a shining example of that. He's gone through a lot in his career here. But to see him playing the role that he has been for you guys this year and to get a Big Sky Player of the Week nod, what's that like?
Oh, you just feel great for him. He has gone through a lot. He's kind of got 2 lost seasons, to injury. But he's been the shining example of how you deal with injury. He's gone right back in. I would think our training staff would have him right up there as far as, hardest workers, best recoverers. He's going to do everything he can to put himself back on that field. And, for him now to have, a bulk of this season under his belt and playing the way he is. I mean, we certainly needed it. We expected it, but until you get going and you see him play week in, week out, you don't know if it's going to happen or not. So, we can't say enough about just all he's been through, but then at, the level he's playing at right now is significant for our team.
Well, I know injuries are obviously a huge part of this sport. It's a violent game, and I think you all know better than anyone going into a season, these are things you're going to have to deal with as you go along the road. And I know we saw it last year a lot with the linebacker room, and we'll talk to Neil a little bit about that later. But this year, Saturday is the most recent example. You didn't have Paul Broad, who's one of the leaders on your team. How have you seen your guys step up over the course of the season dealing with the injury bug?
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate, but, it did hit us out at Oregon, and 2 starters, Neil Daly and Taki Lulakepa, go down in that first half, and it really it forced both those position groups, the linebackers and the safeties, to grow up in an instant. Without that happening to Neil, Cole Taylor probably doesn't take off like he did. He got thrown into the fire, and he responded really well and has continued to, and now he's become a regular guy. Thinking about the safeties in particular, Bryant Meredith and J.J. Dolan are the 2 that had to respond in Taki's absence. So, the next man up mentality has been how we've operated. It doesn't mean you want to get in those situations, but they can happen, and you better have someone ready to go. And our guys, when called upon, have been ready to go, and then some. And, this past week playing with Paul was not ideal. But, that Talon Marsh has really stepped up his game, and he take that on, and Hunter Charbonneau has continued to come along on the inside, and those guys, those 2 sophomores are not only keys to our future, but they're keys to the here and now and what they're able to do.
Transitioning to your offense, 3rd game in conference play this past week with over 50 points. You have 10 different players record a rush, 11 different players record a reception. I know you mentioned you got everyone in, but as you see the season kind of unfold and get towards these last couple weeks, what are you seeing growth-wise from the offense?
Well, I think we've come a long ways, and we're extremely healthy on the offensive side right now. So, anybody and everybody that could be part of it is, and that's helpful. But, thinking back where we were at the end of August, going out to Eugene, who's going to get the ball, who's going to be able to do things with it. You certainly knew, Adam and Julius would be part of it. Taco would be, but that list was pretty short at that time. And what it's become now, I think it's really evolved. Beyond those 2 running backs, Colson and Jared continue to make the best of their opportunities. Our tight ends, that group has continued to be, in some ways a 3 and now maybe a little bit of a 4-headed monster, and it doesn't really matter who's out there. Receiver-wise, Ryan King's come along. Jabez has had his moments. Chris Long is getting more involved. Dane Steele has been steady all the way through, and those were a lot of question marks. Again, back to August, that have been answered. And, I think it all starts with our offensive line. Our offensive line has continued to play better and better through this last stretch. And, I think they still, I think all our groups still think there's more out there for them. Though that's probably the best thing about this team is there's no sense of, hey, we've arrived or we've accomplished what we want. We got more out in front of us, and they keep coming back to work.
And 2 guys who are new faces this year, your quarterback, Justin Lamson, the offensive coordinator, Pete Sturbick. It seems like those 2 guys continue to get better and better with each week. What are you seeing from them?
How about that? I give them no credit. Everyone else got the credit there. No, I think Pete deserves a lot of it. Just continuing to figure out all the things we can do to take advantage of all the guys we have, and in particular, how can we lean into Justin's skill set? And I think Justin would be at the top of the list as far as guys you say that comes back each week and says, "Oh, I can work on all of these things." And I missed this play, I made that play. He's a great competitor, and I think that's continued to show up. And without him playing to the level he has to this point, our offense wouldn't have evolved. So, I think the credit goes all around, and, really appreciate how those two have worked together.
All right, Coach, well, let's go ahead and take a timeout, and we'll talk a little more when we come back. But this is our first break, and we'll have more coming up next. Live from Buffalo Wild Wings, this is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Hey, Bobcat fans. Want to make a real difference in the lives of Montana State student-athletes? The Bobcat Collective is your chance to do just that. By joining as a member or becoming a business partner, you're directly supporting our athletes through NIL opportunities, helping them succeed both on and off the field. Whether you're an individual looking to become a member or a business ready to partner with us, every contribution empowers our Bobcats to reach their full potential. Visit BobcatCollective.com to learn more and sign up today. Together, we can elevate our athletes and the entire Bobcat community. Go Cats, go!
Montana holds some of the greatest hunting in the country, and much of that occurs on private land. Access to private land is a key part of hunting and wildlife management, but that access is at risk with every gate left open, piece of litter left behind, or torn up ag field from someone driving where they weren't allowed. As hunters and guests in Montana, we must do better. Get familiar with Montana's block management program and follow the rules for every block management area you hunt, because we either do better or we'll lose access. It's that simple. It's up to us. Respect access, protect the hunt.
At Manhattan Plumbing and Heating, we are committed to being your trusted source for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs in Gallatin County. Proudly locally owned and operated, our skilled team has been providing exceptional service and expertise for over 2 decades. Whether service or new construction, we provide quality solutions for your home or business. If you need urgent plumbing repairs, efficient heating or cooling solutions, Manhattan Plumbing and Heating is here to help. Call us today at 406-284-4133 to learn why we are the area's most trusted and reliable choice. And go Cats!
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University and the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have spacious king and double queen suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
The air was thick with desire as he said those 23 magic words every woman longs to hear. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give you 10 free boneless wings when you spend $15 or more and use promo code GOBONELESS. Say it again, she begged. Be indulged. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give... Okay, I need a break. This novel's got me sweating and hungry. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
At participating locations for a limited time only when you order in the BWW web or app.
Debilitating joint pain can keep you from doing the things you love most. At Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, we take a holistic approach to your orthopedic surgery, combining state-of-the-art orthopedic capabilities with whole health optimization. We'll work with you to identify and address any medical issues prior to your surgery. Our optimized health approach ensures your surgery is just the beginning of a new, pain-free life. Explore more at bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
Welcome back in, everybody. Daniel Salle here live from Buffalo Wild Wings, bringing you Cat Chat alongside head coach Brent Vigen. Enjoy Cat Chat, the official radio show of head coach Brent Vigen and Bobcat Athletics over wings and beer every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. only at Buffalo Wild Wings. And, of course, our show this week, the second to last one, and the big one next week leading into the Brawl of the Wild. But first, we got a big game here on Saturday, and we'll touch more on the matchup later on in the show. But I want to ask you about the late start time, because as someone who works in operations, I'm a little bit curious myself. But having that 8:30 p.m. start time as opposed to a traditional 1 o'clock or even a 6 o'clock, what does that day look like for you guys as a coaching staff and for the players? Do you have them around all day? Do you bring them in and send them home? When do you feed them? How does that all set up?
Yeah, we try to fill up the day the best we can without having them just sitting around all day, too. A little bit different when you're at home versus when you're in a hotel all day. I will say that. I think there's a little bit of benefit to be at home. So we bring them in the morning. We have our chapel, and then we have a special teams walk through, and then they can they can just grab something for breakfast and get going. Bring them back around lunchtime. Have them grab something again, but we do offense defense walk through at that time. And then, like any game, our routine really gets going about 4.5 hours before the game, with another walkthrough on special teams, offense, defense, and we have a pregame meal 4 hours out. And then we're kind of in our routine. So it's really a matter of, like this weekend, getting to about 4 o'clock, which is different. We played at noon a couple of weeks ago, and that routine starts at about 7:15 a.m. So you got to play when they tell you to kick off. And, the fact that we played at night a few times already, this isn't brand new to us by any means. We've played late over the last couple of years in that 8 o'clock type of slot, and I think our guys do a pretty good job of just being able to occupy their day and know when it's time to go.
And a big reason as to why it's a late game is that national television ESPN2 for Saturday night. And it seems like over the last few years, with the conference's media deal, these Big Sky matchups have been working their way into the ESPN network. Is there added benefits for you as the head coach and for the program being able to get in that spotlight?
Oh, absolutely. I know, being chosen is the first step because not everybody gets an opportunity. So we've been part of one of these games, each of the last bunch of years. And I know that that speaks to, certainly our team, but just our program in general. I think our fan base, all those things. I would say a home game, the way our game looks at night, is pretty dang cool too.
Oh, yeah.
So I know it's just the reach is different. Most of our games, all our games, you can find somewhere. It would seem ESPN Plus isn't for everybody though. At the same time, ESPN2 is for most people. I hope on the weekend they have that sorted out with YouTube TV. But no, it's just a great opportunity. I appreciate the Big Sky and our commissioner really pushing this agenda and getting more games. I think it was up to 4 games this year, and we're just grateful to be one of them.
In this weekend's game, there's another partnership, this time with the American Indian Council, and working with women's basketball, I've gotten to familiarize myself with that a little bit. But you got the helmet decals going on this weekend as well, and I know pictures of those have surfaced out there a little bit, and there's been people doing stories, getting with the equipment room and stuff like that. How did that partnership come about, and what's the kind of the big drive behind this game coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, I think following both men's and women's basketball's lead a little bit, they've done some really good things over the last several years, and how's it going to fit with us? And again, if we're going to have a theme game, let's lean into that theme if we can. And felt like when we started talking about the helmet and the potential decal, the striping would be different. I think both sides really thought that would work and be able to represent in an appropriate way, be able to call attention again to this theme game that we have. We had a chance yesterday to take the team over to the American Indian Hall on campus, and I just gained some more appreciation for what we're representing. And I told the guys if there's one thing you walked away from is this is really important to the Native American Council on campus, and learning a little bit more is great. And we've had former Native Americans that have played, or former players that are Native Americans that played on our team. And I'm sure we will in the future. The heritage here in Montana is so great, and we got to be able to do our part to shine a light on it. And excited we can do that.
And this weekend's also Senior Day, and I feel like for you right now, you're at a point now 5 seasons into your head coaching tenure here where you have a lot of guys who have entered and are now leaving the program under your watch. What's the significance for you as the head coach celebrating Senior Day?
Well, it's the one day we recognize individuals, and it's very well deserved. Whatever your role has been, if you go through a football program and have completed your eligibility, that's pretty special, and it's a great commitment to your team, your football program, your university, and to be recognized and to have your family, your parents out there to gain that recognition as well, I think is really special. So, this group is smaller in number. There's 5 guys still on the team that were part of that first freshman class that we inherited. I guess they'd been recruited, they'd been signed, and then they came in that first fall we were here. And that group's been through quite a bit as far as just what they've seen and what they've been, just to have a chance to grow and be a part of. I know, both Titan and Neal are part of that, but they're both juniors. They dealt with some injuries along the way, but they're going to see some guys they walked in with back in 21, playing their final regular season home game. We hope there's more home games beyond that, and just excited to recognize those guys and excited the impact they've made. And I know there's some guys that have transferred here, but this has really become home, and the same recognition should go to them, whether it's Julius, Ryan, Chris, you name it.
Well, and something that I feel like makes this place unique is a lot of in-state talent coming through this program, and Paul Brott and Kenneth Iden are two guys who have become fixtures for you on defense. What's it going to be like seeing them run out with their families in front of all their favorite Montana fans?
No, I hope they get a huge round of applause for sure. And those are two guys that I really think embody what it's like to come here and make the most of your opportunity to develop, not only physically but just into men. For those guys both to be captains this year, if you'd have told me back in the fall of 21 that those two would be captains, I would have laughed. They just had a lot of growing up to do, honestly, and they've done that, and they've taken this, this opportunity, this responsibility, to the nth degree. Paul with his brothers playing before him, Kenny with his dad playing here, growing up in town. It means a ton to them to play for Montana State, to don the blue and gold, and just so proud of what they've become, and not only what they're doing now, but the legacy that they will have left.
Well, Coach, thanks as always. We'll talk a little bit more at the end of the show, but that's all I got for you for now. That's head coach Brent Vigen. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to hear from linebacker Neal Daly, live from Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
Quitting smoking, vaping, or chew isn't easy because nicotine is extremely addictive. Plus, everyone's different. What worked for me may not work for you. That's where Quit Now Montana comes in. And it's free. You get a quit coach and a custom quit plan tailored to you, including free nicotine replacement therapy, patches, gum, or lozenges. Bottom line, Quit Now Montana works. Time to make it work for you. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or go to quitnowmontana.com to get started today. Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 9 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Belt, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Belt.
Daniel Salle back here bringing you Cat Chat presented by Learfield, and reminding you that to do more this game day than cheering for the best team in the Big Sky, your game day and everyday purchase from MSU Bookstore goes directly to lowering the cost of course materials for all Montana State students. Support students on and off the field by shopping at MSU Bookstore on campus, in the sub, at Bobcat Stadium on game days, and 24/7 online at msubookstore.org. Now, before we go back live here to Buffalo Wild Wings, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Cat Chat. We are back live from Buffalo Wild Wings, bringing you Cat Chat here, a beautiful November Wednesday night. And now joining me is the junior linebacker, Neil Daly. Neil, good to have you here. Thanks for being here. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. It's good to sit down and talk and hear a little bit about your story. And you're a graduate of Billings West High School, but you went to Sentinel before that, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so how old were you when you moved from Missoula to Billings, and what was that like for you during high school, being able to make that move?
I was going into the junior year of high school. I moved from Sentinel to Billings, and as everyone knows, kind of going through high school, you have your boys, you have your friends growing up, and it was tough leaving them, but playing sports growing up, I was able to meet a lot of guys around the state of Montana, and there were some of those guys at Billings West who welcomed me with open arms, so yeah.
And you were a track athlete as well, and right now on the roster you're listed at 230 pounds, but what was that number like when you were running track in high school?
Probably about $170, $175.
So $175. I did a little recon, 11.44 in the 100-meter dash, 23.03 in the 200. You must have been flying.
Oh, yeah. I think at Sentinel I had some other times too, though. But, yeah.
Okay. I might have missed those. Yeah. I went to the athletic.net, so that's what I came up with. And at Billings West, you ran that 4x1 with Taco Dowler. You played with the Dowler brothers at Billings West. What's it been like going through college with those guys and sharing the field on defense with Caden?
I mean, it's great growing up with those guys kind of at Billings West together. And just seeing them succeed on the field is great. Being able to play with them and watch Caden get a couple turnovers last week was incredible to watch, because I've seen it all the time in high school, and work ethics growing up. You can see it finally paying off for him now.
And you're someone who's had quite the journey in your 4 years here at Montana State so far. And last season, you kind of broke into the rotation. What was it like having your number called last year and ending up playing a pretty big role in the defense in what was a historic season for the program?
Yeah, it's one of those things, kind of going through the years here. You kind of look at all the guys up above you with Callahan O'Reilly, Troy Anderson, that Danny Lukepa, Jory Choten. It's great to be able to kind of be that guy now for the younger guys below me. And especially after all the work I put in to have it pay off and to be able to be on the field and play with the boys in front of the Bobcat crowd is just incredible.
And you mentioned a lot of names that I was getting ready to mention, like Troy and Danny, the O'Reilly brothers. What are some things when you were coming up through the program that you learned that you were able to take you with you through your journey up to this point?
A lot of it was just watching them and watching how they attack things, how they attack the weight room, how they attack their treatment, their training room, how they attack stuff on the football field, practice, whether it was anything else, and how the ability to have fun while playing football is something I really admired out of all of them.
And your linebacker coach now, you've had a couple different ones, but right now, Jody Owens, he's a Montana State Hall of Famer leading that linebacker room, and he's a guy I actually was fortunate enough to meet when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, and he just seems like a guy who exudes a lot of energy. What's it been like playing for him?
Oh, it's great playing for him. You can tell he loves football. It's hard to get him away from that place. It's hard for him to let us get away from that place, which is one thing that's great for us, is it helps us become better football players every week.
In this season, going into the year, you were a guy who stepped up a lot down the stretch last season, and a name that people had circled on the two deep as a guy who's going to be an impact on this defense. You come out week 1 at Oregon, a lot of excitement going into that game, and you end up getting hurt and missing pretty much a whole month. What was it like going through that stretch, being out? What did you learn kind of being on the sidelines and just being there for your teammates?
I mean, when you're out, you kind of learn a lot about yourself and how you're going to attack things. It's kind of, you can either sit back and just let it suck, or you can go attack it and try to get back as fast as you could, and that's kind of what I was able to do. And when I was out, I was able to try to help the younger guys, try to give them a little bit of knowledge that I've gained in my years here, and try to just guide us all forward.
And now that you're back on the field, how's that been for you?
It's fun. It's great playing again. I mean, it's one thing when you're hurt, you understand how much you love something when it's gone. And just being able to get back and do that, it's something you just can't fathom.
And the defense, Coach Vigen and I just talked about it a little bit ago. Defense has been playing really good football as of late. What's been going well for you guys, do you feel like, as a unit?
I mean, we're just playing fast. We're all playing fast, physical, understanding, doing our 1-11th, doing our job, not trying to do too much. And in the end, we kind of want to swarm to the ball, as Coach Howe says, and that's what limits teams is when you have 11 guys flying around to the football every play.
And the linebacker room's been an area of strength this season. Obviously, Bryce Grebe, a tremendous player. You have Cole Taylor, who stepped up. What's it been like, the vibe just in your position group, and how do you guys approach that on a daily basis working together?
I mean, it's great because I can look in that room and I say we're all pretty much best friends. We all hang out on the weekends. We do stuff together. We watch extra film together every day, and it's great to see these guys succeed, but it's also great to have a strong room because you can push each other to be better every day at practice and every game.
What are some hobbies for you off the field? I know we're talking about football here, but outside of football, what does life look like for Neil Daly?
Outside of football, there's really not much. A lot of it's kind of doing homework and stuff, but I guess lately I've got a smoker at home, so I've been trying to do some of that. Been smoking some ribs, some chicken. Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask about that because I heard through the grapevine that there was a recent investment with you and your roommates to go in on this meat smoker. So for you, it's football season. You're burning a lot of calories out at practice. Has that been key for you, keeping that weight on, going home and taking something out of the smoker for dinner?
Oh, you got to keep the weight on, but it's good on a Sunday. It's able to kind of chill out and do some stuff around the house, go check on it, have something to do throughout the day, and then give the roommates some stuff to try and see if they enjoy it.
And what do Sundays typically look like for you during the season? Is that kind of your one off day during the week?
It's the one off day, but it's the one where you kind of get to focus on your body more and your mind. So you go to church, you can have a little Bible study every once in a while, and go get some treatment, get some food, and try to take time off for your body.
And, I think a lot of people maybe underestimate what it's like going through a football season as a college athlete. You started off, I think fall camp started July 31st this year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you go through all that and you're practicing, you're going to class. How do you find a little, for lack of a better term, work-life balance during the season to kind of pick your spots and relax and get away from the game a little bit?
A lot of it's you have to be very scheduled. You have to find your time every week to kind of put to yourself, find your time to put to your studies, and you have a lot of time to go to football. That's just kind of what you have to do.
In the classroom, what are you studying?
I'm in civil engineering right now, so I should graduate here pretty soon and going to keep going in that.
And you have one more year after this one, correct?
I do, yep.
So that'll be year 6.
Yep, year 6 for me.
So for you, what's the mindset? Because I know you can probably get a degree done in 4 years, but you've dealt with some injuries over the course of your career. What made you want to make that decision to play all 6 years and to be here as long as you could?
A lot of it's kind of the love of this team and this place. There's not many environments where you get to be with the guys you love every day and surrounded by people who just support you full-heartedly.
And what is life after football, or what do you want life after football to look like when that day comes a little bit longer down the road?
That's a hard thing for me to kind of decipher for myself, considering I've been doing football and sports my entire life. I know that's probably the hardest part for a lot of guys is finding something that gives them joy in life, and that's what I'm kind of looking forward to trying out, but trying out different things.
Hey, you might have a future in broadcasting. You're doing a good job speaking up here right now.
Oh, I'm a little nervous, but
you don't have to be. You don't have to be. Well, big game coming up on Saturday night against UC Davis. Top 10 matchup, national TV, under the lights. When you got a game like this, one that I would imagine has been circled on the calendar for a long time, playing such a high-caliber opponent, what does that look like for you the week leading up to it with your excitement levels?
Honestly, kind of treating it like every other week because just being able to play football is just a great thing. Being able to play in Bobcat Stadium is a great thing. It's our last game. I kind of get to say get a good senior night for the guys who I kind of came in with, a lot of them. So it's a lot of excitement, but it's a lot of just kind of looking forward to being able to go play with the guys on Saturday.
And you mentioned the crowd at Bobcat Stadium, obviously one of the best nationwide and maybe the best in the Big Sky. I'd say certainly the best in the Big Sky, actually, all bias aside. But for you, going into MSU, what went into your decision to pick to play here?
I mean, a lot of it was I was the last class recruited by Coach Choate, and there's like B.J. Robertson, and a lot of it was the academics here. You could do a lot with the academics. You could find something you truly enjoyed, and that would set you up for life. And then it's also one of the few places where you could tell the coaches truly cared about you as a person, and you weren't just a football player, and that's something that people don't realize is so beneficial for a program.
And for you, going through your years here now, the crowd, the energy, the excitement at Bobcat Stadium on a game day, has that exceeded your expectations? Is it about what you thought when you made the decision to come here?
I mean, it always exceeds your expectations when you're kind of going out there and you see no empty seats in the stands. It's just great. you hear the crowd roaring for the whole team and all that. It's something that I'm going to look back at for the rest of my life and just be glad I was able to accept it and or glad I was.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, with it being a night game, is that something that brings a little more juices out of you, or is it just any other game?
I mean, the night games are fun because it kind of takes you back to playing in high school, just kind of playing ball and all that stuff. So it's fun to play under the lights, and being on national TV is a fun one. But in the end, we're just playing football. We're just kind of out in the backyard having fun.
And is there anything you want to speak on with this matchup against UC Davis, some things that you expect to see from them or anything like that that you guys have been focusing on throughout the week, without giving spoilers, of course?
A lot of it we just know they're a great team. They have great athletes, great players, great coaches, and it's going to be just a battle to see how we can do our rules and kind of limit ourselves as not beating ourselves throughout what they do.
Well, Neil, that's all I got for you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your time. We're going to go ahead and take another break, and when we come back, we'll hear from offensive lineman Titan Fleischmann, live from Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
We focus on youth sports because we truly believe that youth are the foundation of Montana's future. I think nothing improves your mental health and well-being and your physical health and well-being and being outside, active, talking to other people, and socializing in an environment like that. Learning teamwork, learning leadership skills, resiliency. As a company, we're deeply invested in our communities, not just our members.
No matter how far you may go, there's always one just down the road. Town Pump, ooh, pump it up, pump it up.
Town of Pump is excited to once again sponsor the Brawl of the Wild Rivalry Series between Montana State and the University of Montana. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions throughout the year at your local Town Pump.
Town Pump, right down the road, pump it up, oh yeah.
Montana holds some of the greatest hunting in the country, and much of that occurs on private land. Access to private land is a key part of hunting and wildlife management, but that access is at risk with every gate left open, piece of litter left behind, or torn up ag field from someone driving where they weren't allowed. As hunters and guests in Montana, we must do better. Get familiar with Montana's block management program and follow the rules for every block management area you hunt, because we either do better or we'll lose access. It's that simple. It's up to us. Respect access, protect the hunt.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Bobcats on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Bobcat Pride, powered locally.
The air was thick with desire as he said those 23 magic words every woman longs to hear. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give you 10 free boneless wings when you spend $15 or more and use promo code GOBONELESS. Say it again, she begged. He indulged. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give... Okay, I need a break. This novel's got me sweating and hungry. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
At participating locations for a limited time only when you order in the BWW web or app.
Debilitating joint pain can keep you from doing the things you love most. At Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, we take a holistic approach to your orthopedic surgery, combining state-of-the-art orthopedic capabilities with whole health optimization. We'll work with you to identify and address any medical issues prior to your surgery. Our optimized health approach ensures your surgery is just the beginning of a new, pain-free life. Explore more at bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
Hey, Bobcat fans. Want to make a real difference in the lives of Montana State student athletes? The Bobcat Collective is your chance to do just that. By joining as a member or becoming a business partner, you're directly supporting our athletes through NIL opportunities, helping them succeed both on and off the field. Whether you're an individual looking to become a member or a business ready to partner with us, every contribution empowers our Bobcats to reach their full potential. Visit BobcatCollective.com to learn more and sign up today. Together, we can elevate our athletes and the entire Bobcat community. Go Cats, go!
We are back live from Buffalo Wild Wings, bringing you Cat Chat here on a fine evening in Bozeman in November. The snow's holding up, and we got a big game coming up ahead this Saturday against UC Davis at 8:30 in Bobcat Stadium. It should be a fun one. Joining me now is Titan Fleischmann. And before we talk to Titan, a couple reminders. First, that Cat Chat is brought to you in part by the Bobcat Collective, and that for 39 years, Executive Services has been the printing and mailing experts in the Gallatin Valley, a local family-owned business supporting Bobcat athletics, printing and mailing done right. Find them online at printmailrelax.com. That's printmailrelax.com. All righty, Titan Fleischmann, nice to meet you. Good to have you here. Welcome on. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. Thank you.
Good. Well, I'm going to start by admitting this. I'm very excited to be sitting up here talking to an offensive lineman. That was one of my requests when Keaton and I were planning the guest for this week. I wanted to talk to an offensive lineman. I was an offensive lineman myself, not a very good one, just at the high school level. Probably played more scout team than real reps, but still, nonetheless, the camaraderie remains the same. So I want to first ask you about the pride you take in being an offensive lineman. I know it's a position that can be overlooked. It's a position that intellectually and physically can be demanding. What kind of pride do you take in playing this position?
I mean, there's a whole lot of pride involved with playing O-line, especially here at Montana State, where we pride ourselves in being a foundational piece to the offense and the team itself. So getting out there on the field every day, the objective is to get into that end zone and throw a party in the blue. That's what I tell the fellas every time we go out there. So that's the objective, that's the goal, and there's a lot of pride in doing that.
Well, to this day, some of my best friends are guys who I played O-line with many years ago. So there's something about a group. You got a bunch of big dudes. They love to hang out. They love to talk, lift weights, and eat. What's it like in the O-line room for you? I know it's the Don Joy Mafia is the name you guys take pride in. But what's the vibe like with you and the fellow offensive linemen?
I mean, we're a really close-knit group. It's always a good time. The meetings are so much fun. And like you said, it's not the most glorious position by any means. So those O-line meetings, we end up having a good time. We don't ever touch the ball, and if we do, it's a big deal.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, but we don't touch the ball. So every little chance we have to make a laugh in the O-line room, we take advantage of it, and we have a good time. It's fun to be a part of the Don Joy Mafia.
And for you, Coach Vigen said you came in about 250, and now you're up in the 300 range. So what's that process been like for you over your 4 years, getting yourself up to playing weight and all the lifting, all the protein shakes? What does that look like?
250 is very generous, I would say. I was a little lighter than that. Maybe, yeah. But no, freshman year I got injured, and so my objective was to just eat constantly. And so one of the things I did, actually, my dad gave me the idea of it, was to just eat a jar of peanut butter. And so I would carry a jar of peanut butter around to meetings and classes and work on that. I would drink a gallon of milk. Me and Paul, we would go to the dining hall quite a bit together. We would go eat at Miller, the dining hall on campus, and then we would go lift at the student wellness center, and then we would go back to the dining hall and eat more. And it was a brutal process, but we figured out how to get it done. And me and him, I'm real proud of Paul in that aspect of pushing through that type of stuff.
What was your go-to at the dining hall?
Oh my gosh, anything and everything. It got to the point where you're kind of numb to the taste, and so you just start eating everything.
Well, I will say the dining hall is pretty good. I don't know about you. I'm a big fan of the chocolate milk.
Yeah, the chocolate milk was sweet.
Oh, you lit up right there. Yeah. That's the most exciting I've seen you all night, so it's good. I know I struck the right chord there. All right, for you now, I mean, you're in your junior season, and you've gotten up to a spot where you're starting and you're at your playing weight. Going through fall camp, going through the season, you're constantly working out. You got the pads on, you're sweating. What does it look like to stay at playing weight for you?
It's a lot of eating. It's if I'm not doing homework or I'm not at the facility, I'm finding a way to get an extra meal in somehow. And so it's just constantly finding food. And a lot of the times it's like you got to meal prep early in the week and then have those meals lined up for you, because when the week starts, you don't have time. You've got meetings, you've got class, you've got more meetings, and then here at Montana State we take pride in being prepared, and so there's even more meetings that aren't run by coaches.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of player run meetings, and so you always have to have food on standby. And the fueling station at Montana State, shout out them, they do a great job of getting us a lot of grub.
And you mentioned those non-coach-led meetings. For you guys, is that with the O-line? Is it with the offense as a whole? Are you guys with the tight ends and the running backs? How does that look?
Really, there's always offensive linemen who are trying to watch extra film, and mainly Justin Lamson, our quarterback, is real good at watching film and making sure that we all are watching film. Like me and him are in the same degree right now, and so there's a lot of times that we're sitting there and I'm doing homework and he'll be watching film, and then we'll stop and we'll just watch film and then we'll go back to doing homework. So it's that guy, he nerds out when it comes to football. It's awesome.
For you as an offensive lineman, do you prefer pass blocking or run blocking?
Run blocking.
Good answer.
Run
I was
blocking.
hoping you'd pass that test,
Run
so
blocking.
congratulations on that. Let's go ahead now and turn the dial back a little bit and talk about your upbringing. You come from Pocatello, Idaho, yes?
Correct.
And I saw that both your parents were athletes at Idaho State?
They both were.
So for you, growing up in Pocatello, having that as part of your lineage, how did you end up making this decision to come to Montana State?
Well, I mean, I wanted to go out and do my own thing because both
Okay.
my parents are kind of, they both played college athletics at Idaho State, and then they also are very big in like the high school setting. They're both teachers and coaches, and so the Fleischmann name is pretty well known for my parents, and I wanted to go out somewhere new and try and make a name for myself.
And in your time here, you've played under a couple different offensive line coaches and different offensive coordinators, but it seems like in this program, especially under Coach Vigen, the offensive line has been one of the main pillars. So what's that like for you playing in that position group, knowing that there's some spotlight on you guys get a lot of attention, but you guys have also been a large part of the success over the last couple of years?
It's just a do your job mentality. I mean, it is pretty cool to see the love and support for the Don Joy Mafia. I mean, not many places really acknowledge offensive linemen very much, but Bobcat Nation does. So thank you guys. It's pretty awesome. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, no, it's like we talked about earlier. It's a pride thing, and it's being able to pass that torch on because we've had a lot of guys graduate, we've had a lot of guys leave, and being able to keep that foundational aspect of being a dominant force on the Montana State Bobcats is a torch that we pass on.
So I talked to Bill Lamberty a couple days ago, the SID, and I told him I was hosting the show this week and that you were going to be one of my guests. And he said, Titan is the best, and you're going to talk to him one time, and he'll be your best friend after that. Would you say you're a pretty friendly guy?
I would say I'm a pretty friendly guy, yeah.
And how does that mindset change for you from off the field being a friendly guy, making all these friends, but then you step in between the white lines on Saturdays, put your hand in the ground, and play one of the meanest positions you possibly could?
Well, it's nice to get in there and mix it up a little bit on the in between the white lines, but I also I know that if I get in there and I'm physical and get the job done, then like my buddies can score touchdowns.
Yes.
And then that way I get to go down there and have a good time in blue.
Yeah.
And so being able to be like having the opportunity to get out there and fight someone every play is pretty fun, and then being able to party with my buddies when we score a touchdown is also pretty fun. So it works out well.
And what does life look like for you outside of football? What are you studying?
I'm studying financial planning right now. This is my second master's, so I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of time to get school done while I've been here. And then outside of football, it's I get my homework done. It's being on the phone with friends and family, playing video games with my brothers to stay in touch with them. Zen, I know you're watching right now. You're not very good at any of the games.
How old are your brothers?
I got two little brothers. One's a year younger than me. He plays ball at the Air Force Academy.
Nice.
And then the one I just teased a little bit, he's a junior in high school.
Gotcha. And he's a football player as well.
Yeah.
Are they both offensive linemen?
No, they're both tight ends.
Wow. So how do you view that? Because I know we talked a couple weeks ago where Keaton talked to Rylan Schlepp, and he talked about Dylan Rollins. Does he count as a tight end with this whole extra eligible receiver number going on? So do you consider the tight ends a part of the offensive line group?
Yes and no. I would say yes and no.
Be careful, your head coach was a tight end.
Well, I will just say this. I was a tight end, and then I got promoted.
Okay.
And so I'm able to, I understand what it's like to be a tight end, and there is some aspects of being an offensive lineman, but you have to go to 7-on-7, and you have to go do all the dumb stuff, and you don't get to just hang out with the DJM and run the ball and pass protect, so you don't get to do all the fun stuff.
That's a great answer. I'm very pleased with how you answered that question. So you got two little brothers who are tight ends.
Yep.
So you are the oldest of three boys. I'm the youngest of three boys, so I love hearing that. I love hearing that. None of us were ever athletic enough to come even close to getting a ball thrown at us. But I'm glad that you take pride in being an offensive lineman. I mean, it's one of the greatest things you can do. Saturday's game is a big one against UC Davis, under the lights, Bobcat Stadium. What's this week been like for you getting ready for that game?
It's a bigger game, I suppose, if you want to call it that, but we've just been viewing it as a game that we need to continue to improve and grow and learn and do our job. And I think that's been the mentality all season, and I don't think it's changed much this week. And so as we continue to take the steps in the right direction throughout the week with our preparation, we're just viewing this as another game that we get to go do our thing.
All right, roger that.
Roger
did
that.
I do that right?
You did that
All
right.
right, good. For those listening at home, I know that's he told me during the break, we kept talking, he kept saying roger that, and I'm like, you really like that line. He said it comes from his family, so I know you said your dad's watching tonight, so a little homage to him. Well, Titan, I appreciate it. Thanks for being on the show. We're going to go ahead and take another break, and when we come back, we'll hear from head coach Brent Vigen looking ahead to Saturday's big game against UC Davis. Live from Buffalo Wild Wings, this is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Revelry is your neighborhood eatery, here to serve a wholesome and savory palate that celebrates Montana roots with fresh, locally sourced ingredients. We revel in a natural and energetic habitat that livens any day. We serve Bozeman's best pizzas, sandwiches, pastas, and salads in a comfortable environment with 2 amazing patios. We love hosting Bobcats old and new. Check us out at 24 North Tracy or online at revelrymt.com. Go Cats, go!
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee owned and serves southwest Montana with 9 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Built, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Built.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
Quitting smoking, vaping, or chew isn't easy because nicotine is extremely addictive. Plus, everyone's different. What worked for me may not work for you. That's where Quit Now Montana comes in. And it's free. You get a quit coach and a custom quit plan tailored to you, including free nicotine replacement therapy, patches, gum, or lozenges. Bottom line, Quit Now Montana works. Time to make it work for you. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or go to quitnowmontana.com to get started today. Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services.
For more than 25 years, Amy Sayer has provided the highest level of service in the real estate industry in the Gallatin Valley. In conjunction with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Montana Properties, Amy and her team are committed to providing the very best experience for their clients and customers through sound guidance and excellence in service. So if you're thinking of buying or selling or have questions about our current real estate market, call Amy Sayer or visit amysayer.com.
We are back one final time live from Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cat Chat, and back with me now is the head coach of the Bobcats, Brent Vigen. And, Coach, it's time now to look ahead to the next game for Montana State against UC Davis, presented by Vance Thompson Vision. And we already talked about the late kickoff, 8:30 start time on ESPN2 and the Bobcat Radio Network. Keaton Glogly, Leo Davis, and Dan Davies will have the call starting at 7:30. Let's go ahead and talk about UC Davis a little bit. 7-2 on the season, 5-1 in Big Sky play. Losses coming to Washington and Idaho State. Just starting with some generals, what do you know about this team?
Well, they're impressive. We were out there for senior day last year. Same slot was on the second to last game, and they had 30, 40 seniors. So they got hit by graduation really hard, and a lot of good players left that program. But you could see right from the start of this year, following them, that they have a great foundation. And the first guy that jumps out, he is their quarterback. He's a redshirt freshman, Caden Pinnock. I remember watching. They played week 0 against Mercer. Game was no contest because of lightning, but he was very impressive that day. And he's a tremendous athlete. Also plays baseball at Davis. Throws the ball really well, but just his athleticism and his, just a knack for for making plays is, completely different. Their previous quarterback had started 4 years, but he was a pocket guy. And so that part's completely different. But then they have some really good skill players around him. Defensively, I felt like last year within our conference, they were the best defense that we faced. And, again, a lot of losses to graduation there, but they've been able to reload. And it's, all that being said, they lost the preseason Defensive Player of the Year, Rex Connors, midseason, and they've just continued to move along. So a lot of respect for who they are, both offensively, defensively, what they can do, and just the way they play and, the winning mindset that they play with.
And to have a quarterback lining up on the other side who's not only mobile, but it seems like mobile with the intent to extend and throw instead of just take off and go every time. For your defense, how does that preparation change in that approach mentally?
Well, you got to try to keep them corralled for sure, in the pocket as much as you can, but they do things just to get them out of pocket, so we got to be able to do our jobs, and that's staying in coverage downfield and not losing sight of, quarterback's out of pocket. I can't vacate what I was supposed to do initially, because he does a good job of keeping his eyes downfield, and again, he can make all the throws, whether he's going to his throwing hand right or if he's going left, he can really get the ball downfield, and they have some speed for sure. They have good tight ends. So I think it's just trusting each other. No one has to play hero ball and to try to do too much. We've been really pretty sound at that all year, and this is really going to test us in that regard.
And I know their running backs, Jordan Fisher and Carter Vargas, have been strong, but Vargas with the injury, so you won't be seeing him on Saturday. But for you guys, with all that we just talked about with Caden Pinnock, to contain their run game in addition to that, is it just a matter of being able to get your reads right or what?
Yeah, I think it's, that's where it starts. It starts with our push up front, not getting pushed around. I think our linebackers and safeties playing really fast, eliminating those gaps. I think our secondary players have done a really good job of coming up and supporting the run and tackling when they are asked to as well. So, yeah, it really starts from the inside out. But, yeah, Fisher's a really good back, and Vargas certainly was too. They're a little bit different. So we know it's going to be Fisher primarily, and he's a little bit of a jitterbug at times. So he's quick. We got to be able to make sure we get him down because he's not going to go down easy.
And what are you expecting to see from the crowd Saturday night in Bobcat Stadium?
Well, we need the crowd to be a big impact. I think just being there is one thing, but really getting into it, leaning into it. The home field advantage needs to be felt. From here going forward, there's no doubt about that. These games are big, and the role the crowd can play is huge, and we fortunately have that, and we look forward to it. Because it's been a while, I suppose. We need to bring what we brought to Gold Rush and then some. That's the way I look at it.
And for you guys, going into the season, you see the schedule, you see UC Davis and Montana as the final two games, and you're thinking that it's a possibility you could be facing two top 10 opponents as the season comes to a close and you get ready to play for seeding. I know a lot of teams want to be in this position. So how does that motivate you guys, looking at the rest of the schedule and seeing that you're playing for something right now going into this last stretch of November?
No, it's where you want to be, and I know we started 0-2, and it maybe seemed like a little taller task, but it was just about going 1 week at a time, and our guys have really embodied that. I know, they don't just speak it; they live that. We haven't gotten too far ahead of ourselves, and I think the biggest thing through all those games, beyond getting the W, is how can we continue to improve as a team, and how can we build our depth? And I think we've done that. So now that we're positioned here, we can give it our best shot.
Well, Coach, that's all I got for you. Thanks as always, and best of luck in the game on Saturday.
Great job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate
great job,
that.
Daniel.
Well, that's going to do it for tonight, and we'll see you all Saturday night at Bobcat Stadium as the Bobcats take on UC Davis on senior night. Thanks again to everyone for being here, and those of you listening near and far. That'll wrap things up. This has been a presentation of Cat Chat live from Buffalo Wild Wings from Learfield.
You've been listening to Cat Chat with head football coach Brent Vigen. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official home of Cat Chat, every Wednesday night at 6:30. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Bobcats Sports Network.